Hello. Welcome to the live. Hey, living for me, girl. You got here quick. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Good evening, LadyRo in chat. Please come in, take a seat, share, like, and subscribe. Please do all those things. Please do all of the things. I greatly appreciate it. I tell you. So we're going to get on into the episode. No, happy Martin Luther King's Day to everyone. Dr. King was a man who actually inspired a lot of people to get busy for change in America. There was a lot of civil unrest and a lot of things were happening to African Americans because they wanted some rights that were not afforded to them. And Dr. Martin Luther King was very inspirational on getting those rights done. Hello, Sergeant Charge. Thanks for joining the live. And I just think it's befitting that since it's Martin Luther King Day, that let's bring out one of his sermons and let's just read it. Sometimes I think we need to be reminded of who Dr. King was, what he did for us, how he fought for justice, just for us, for people of color. And I say this all the time. There isn't a law on the books that just represents African Americans. Every law that was meant for us represents someone else. Someone else is included in that law. We have no law that is just for us. And I appreciate Dr. King for what he did for African Americans or for Black. Let's just remove the African Americans. I ain't never lived in Africa. Let's just appreciate Dr. King for what he did for Black Americans. And we're going to get right on into this. I chose one of his sermons, and I'm going to read it if you don't mind. Hey, Symmetry, welcome to the live. Symmetry said, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please comment because I love the engagement. I love to go back and forth to have some great dialogue. Now, mind you, I may not change your mind. You may not change my mind, but we're going to talk about it down here, and we're going to have a good time doing it because we ain't going to fall out. That's for sure. Falling out is not on the books. Before we go forward, let me just go ahead and invoke my fair use disclaimer. Some material in this video is used under U.S. copyright fair use section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. Today we'll be doing some commentary, a lot of criticism, because baby, I got a lot of criticism when it comes to these married to medicine wives, baby, and the doctors, because they have been doing the ultimate too much. And maybe a little bit of education. Maybe we'll be educating each other. No news report. I don't think we're going to be talking about any news. And all views expressed in this live are alleged. All of them are alleged, maybe. I don't know if they facts or fiction. They're all, in my opinion, and they're all for entertainment purposes. Please remember those things. These views are all mine. They're all alleged. They're in my opinion, and they're all for entertainment purposes. So come on in, relax your feet, party on down to the escape beat. Baby, just sit down. Just tap the like button. That's all I ask of you, is to just... I took my whole self off stage. Isn't that crazy? This was delivered at the Ebenezer Baptist Church, Atlanta, Georgia, on February the 4th, 1968. The title of this sermon was The Drum Major Instinct. This is one of my favorite sermons of Dr. Martin Luther King, and I'm not going to read the whole sermon, baby. I just took a little piece out of it, which is closer to the end. It says, every now and then, I guess we all think realistically about that day when we will be victimized with what is life's final common denominator. That's something that we call death. We all think about it. And every now and then, I think about my own death. And I think about my own funeral. And I don't think of it in a morbid sense. And every now and then, I ask myself, what is it that I would want said? And I'll leave the word to you this morning. These are the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. And every now and then, I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That isn't important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school. I'd like someone to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to give his life serving others. I'd like for somebody to say that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I want you to say that day that I tried to be right on the war question. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try to feed the hungry. And I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to clothe those who were naked. I want you to say on that day that I did try in my life to visit those who were in prison. I want you to say that I tried to love and serve humanity. Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Say that I was a drum major for peace. Say that I was a drum major for righteousness, and all that the other shallow things will not matter. I won't have any money to leave behind. I won't have the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind. But I just want to leave a committed life left behind. And that's all I want to say. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer someone with a word or a song, if I can show somebody he's traveled wrong, then my living will not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a Christian ought, if I can bring salvation to a world once wrought, if I can spread the message as the Master taught, then my living will not be in vain. Yes, Jesus, I want to be on your side, on your right, on your left side, not for any selfish reasons. I want to be on your right or your left side, not in terms of some political kingdom or ambition, but I want to be there in love and in justice and in truth and in commitment to others so that we can make of this old world a new world. Dr. Martin Luther King, Ebenezer Baptist Church, February the 4th, 1968. That was his sermon title, The Drum Major Instinct. One of my favorite sermons of Dr. Martin Luther King, one that I studied in high school. And, we always pick up that we study, those things during Black History Month. And if you went to a Black school, then sometimes those are things that we study. But if you ever have an opportunity, sit down. His sermons are all online, and you can actually read The Drum Major Instinct. It, again, is one of my favorite sermons of Dr. Martin Luther King. He gave it at the Ebenezer Baptist Church, which was at one point his father's church, and he then became the pastor on February the 4th of 1968. As we know, we lost Dr. King in 1968. Today, we commemorate his birthday. He was born, I believe, January the 15th of 1922, I believe. And today, his voice still rings loudly. Be a drum major instinct for justice. All right. That's a little bit of that about Dr. Martin Luther King. I want to be on the right side of history. Whenever the Lord calls my name, I want to be on the right side of salvation. I want to be on the right or the left, Lord, whichever side you decide to put me on. I want to be on either side of you. That's my goal in this life. Anywho, let's move forward. Pretty Riri, good evening. Good evening. Good symmetry speaking to living for me. Hey, Susie, thanks for joining the live. We supposed to talk about these married to medicine wives. Hey, Riri said, bravo, bravo, baby. When I tell you, I get excited reading Martin Luther King speeches. I remember as a kid, we would read them, and baby, we had to put emphasis on them. When I took speech, we had to put some emphasis on Dr. King's sermons when I did speech, honey. Child. Hey, use a teleprompter. We done did it all in college. Did it all. Hey, Butterfly. Thanks for joining. Hey, Queen Script. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. That's me, AD. Hey, girl. How you doing today? Thank you guys for coming and joining me today. We're going to get down in this comment section if y'all want to come up and join me. And let's talk about the married to medicine wives, baby. Because when I tell you, I was taken aback by this week's episode. I'm dropping the link in the chat in case somebody wants to come up and talk while I talk. This week's episode, girl, I was on my tippy toes watching this episode on yesterday because I don't know, it aggravated me a little bit. But we're gonna get on into the episode. Married to Medicine, season 12, episode number 7. The title of this episode was called Boots on the Ground. Now, why it was called Boots on the Ground is beyond me. I didn't see no boots on the ground. Maybe uh Real Housewives of Potomac should have been boots on the ground. I don't know, but they call this one boots on the ground. And maybe it's because, oh, you know what? It could be because Heavenly was out doing the she was out doing the what do you call that? The campaign. She launched her campaign. Hey, Queen Script. She's on mute.
Can you hear me, lady?
Hey, hey. I can
Hey,
barely hear you.
thank you for letting me up. I just watched the show. I did it on
Did
purpose.
you? Oh my goodness.
I did not want to watch it yesterday because I wouldn't have had it fresh in my head. When I tell you, I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you start this. I'm gonna let you
You
start
gonna let
this.
me go ahead? Okay. Well, you're gonna have to
I'm gonna
chime
let you
in.
two
Cut
speak.
your volume up so we can hear you. You're really,
My
really
phone
low.
sucks. I think that's the problem. Let me see.
Yeah, you're really, really low.
I think it's my phone. Can you hear me better
I can
now?
hear you better now. Yes, yes, much, much better. So this episode opens with Brandy in her office. She's doing some fillers on a client. There you go. There you go. I hear you loud and clear now. I hear that volume going up.
Oh, you did. Okay, yeah. I'm
Pretty
gonna let
cool.
you go ahead because there's a couple of places just they Toya and Simone.
Oh
Girl,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yes. I want you to chime in because baby, when I tell you
Mm.
it grinded my gears as the kids say. Um so the episode opens up with Brandy in her office. She's doing some fillers on the client and she's taking a picture. I'm sure she's gonna post them somewhere. And Toya's in the car with her sons and they're driving. And the son's talking about he's created some lyrics. And she goes, "Where'd you get the lyrics?" He said, "Jack GPT." And she goes, "Oh, you stole them." Child, just a bunch of who shot John. And then Dr. Jackie's in her office. She's talking on the phone. Then we see her talking with the patient. And then we move over into the episode actually begins. Dr. Mimi arrives and Dr. Heavenly, they both arrive at Angel's home. Dr. Heavenly's complaining about the long drive. And she said she could have found her son. She could have fixed her hair. She could have worked a whole day shift on that while the time she was driving out to Angel's home. And I said, Angel's living in a brand new home in Fairburn, Georgia, I believe is what she said. Her home is beautiful from what we can see. Um, Dr. Heavenly says she's on the Majero because they show them eating food. She goes, I'm taking the Majero and I'm on a diet. And Dr. Heavenly really is looking good. And you know, she taking this diet stuff because if we every time we see her pretty much, she got a halter top on.
She looks good. She looks
She
good.
does look good. She does look good. Susie said this episode was very jarring to me. Quad wanted to take it to the streets. Heavenly starts the mess and disappears. We gonna get to that. I don't want to get ahead of myself, Susie, but I'm gonna touch on that as well. Okay. I'm gonna touch on that as well. In symmetry, yes, I think was about the campaign. I didn't think about that until afterwards. Um let's see where we're at. Quad arrives and they're asking her about the baby, and she said, well, I'm not pregnant yet. She's still very hopeful, but we know that last week the 4 embryos she did in Ghana are not viable. They talk about the family reunion, and Dr. Mimi said that all the people that came in purple kind of made the people in her family look very small. And Quad said, well, I don't know how y'all procreate over there because we get it going in Memphis. I thought that was a cute little scene. Then we move over to another scene, which Dr. Contessa, Simone, and Toya, and I put Brown Nose or Brandy, are sitting at a bar. And I'm gonna tell you this: from here on out, Brandy has earned the name Brown Noser. That is my word for her, and I'm gonna keep it. I don't plan on taking it off. Brandy is a brown noser. Toya said the family reunion was a dry family reunion because there was no alcohol, and I put it in quotations. I dislike people who can't attend anything unless there's alcohol involved. Like, really, you can't go somewhere for a couple of hours without drinking? Sometimes, well, I understand why city parks do not allow you to drink in city parks. There's a lot of legalities that go along with that. Toya said, let's talk about the shade. And she mentions Dr. Heavenly's brother who showed up for Dr. Heavenly. Toya said that Dr. Heavenly said she had just found out about her brother, and Contessa chimes in and says, well, have they had a DNA test? I thought that was kind of strange, but hey, we know the Contessa on this particular episode has been a little different on this episode. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but I don't know, seemed like she just seems a little odd this season, or at least on the last few episodes. Um, we go back to Angel's home. Dr. Heavenly says she's happy that her brother came. And I think they talked about if she had a DNA, and she said no, but she would be open to having a DNA test on her brother. And I think they should have a DNA test. I don't think you should just allow someone, especially when you have a lot of things riding. She's a doctor, her husband's a doctor, she's on a TV show, she has a lot of notoriety, she's now campaigning to be Congress. She's campaigning for Congress. She was going to be a representative. Now she's campaigning for Congress, District 13 of Georgia. So I think it's just a lot that's going along with her. I think there's a lot that she has at stake to just be allowing someone to come and say, "Hey, I'm your brother." I really believe that she should do the DNA and make sure she understands if this is her brother or not before she just allows him in her space. Susie said Contessa's doing the most to keep her spot on the show. I think so too, but don't y'all think she's been like a little bit like an oddball? Like nothing is really, I don't know, it's like something's not right with Contessa. Um, she's always been a little odd, but this episode she really was given kind of, really, really oddball. Um, Pretty Riri said Contessa is trying really. She is. I agree with that, Riri. I agree with that, Pretty Riri. She really is trying really hard. Queen Script says, I hope that is her brother. They are both happy to have found each other. I hope so too, but I think it's also fair that she does the DNA just to I just read what Queen Script just posted in the back. She said it was kid friendly with her tacky self. I look, Queen Script, you just unmute yourself and chime on in. She said, I think she's trying to find her way. Contessa, but I think Contessa should have her way by now. Or are you talking about Brady?
Yeah, Contessa. I think Contessa had so much going on with her marriage and stuff before and was
Uh-huh.
exposed that she's still trying to find her way in a sense. I think she's in her head too much.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
think she's in her head too much.
I
She's
agree.
always worried about how she looks. She's like, to me, she's very worried about her size, how she looks. Her boobies are like, they do it too much, all of them. But Contessa's boobies this time, I usually rate the boobies. She had
Uh-huh.
number one, and I think it was Toya number two, and who was number three? Was it the doctor? Yeah, it was the doctor. Like they just do too much booby stuff for me anyway. But Contessa's just trying to find her way. Um, Heavenly has come a long way. She's really trying.
I think so too. I
She's
think
really, I'm sorry, she's really trying. And Tacky Toya had the nerve to say that that the function was not nice. It was a beautiful function.
oh,
The
it was
family day.
absolutely beautiful. Hmm.
How could you have, you're a person who just wants to say something negative about this lady. I don't have to like you, but I'm going to give you credit as a woman. That's the things you were talking about in Queendom, right?
Right, right,
Two
right.
queens can have, you know, enmity and things going on. But as a queen, you have to acknowledge your opponent's strengths.
That's it. That's
You
it.
must.
And
So
learn how
you
to
can move accordingly.
right, and learn how to function with them within, so you don't get out of your queendom and they can also remain in their queendom. You learn how to function with them side by side simultaneously, and I think that's where Toya is lacking. I think a lot of what Toya projects is some insecurities, and I think that's some. I think she has a lot of insecurities, and she throws it on the group. Queen Script said DNA is mandatory, baby. I totally agree with that. Hey, Satin Baby Doll. Good evening. Welcome to the live. So we're talking back at the scene where Toya said that the family reunion was, dry or whatever. Back at Angel's home, Dr. Heavenly said she was happy to have her brother, and Dr. Heavenly said she's having an official launch of her campaign, which we all know that she's running again for Congress of District 13 in Georgia. Her focus is on getting people out to vote, which is what she said. And I believe that's a good thing because we do know that we have a tendency not to show up. We might show up for one thing and we may not show up for the next election. We have to show up for every election, the midterms, the president. And I believe there is a rap song, if you listen to it, it talks about the branches of government and how when we vote for the president, we got to go back and vote for the house to help him move what he needs forward. And I believe they said that's where we actually did wrong with President Obama. We made sure he got in office, but we didn't return to make sure that he had the help he needed to get what he needed in place while he was president. We failed him on that issue. So that's something we do need to work on. Sam Baby Doll said, I don't like Contessa. I like her. I guess I could take her or leave her. I'm neither here nor there, but I just really hate the very fact that she just feels, it seems like she's not fitting in. And I believe that the women pretty much would haze her if they got any opportunity. None of them, like, she doesn't really fit in with Toya them, and she doesn't really fit in with Heavenly. She probably would fit better with Heavenly and Quad them, but she's trying to fit in with Simone and Toya. Baby, yeah. I don't think that's working. Susie said it's sad that those women can't seem to support each other. And I totally agree. You would think that they will be able, they're all in some type, shape, form, mixed up in medicine, whether their husbands are physicians, whether they're nurses, or whether they are a doctor. They have a circle. And from my understanding, we've heard them all say that the medicine circle in Atlanta is not that big. So there's enough for them to intertwine and learn how to get along. So I don't know why they get together and get catty. But I also have heard that there are a lot of women in it. There are a lot of people in Atlanta who refuse to be on the show because the way it's edited and the cattiness that is involved. Because if you see them when they get together, you can, like when they do the Met Gala, you see all the different physicians in Atlanta. Yeah, and they're just not participating with this show because of the messiness. I guess it just comes along with reality TV. She says in her confessional that she was the child who grew up on free lunches. We're talking about Dr. Heavenly. Free lunch, WIC, and food stamps. And she wants all the ladies to come out and have a great time and help her launch her actual campaign. Where we at? Angel tells Heavenly that she appreciates her for how she introduced herself to Dr. Bernard. And if you think back to the reunion, what they last episode. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for coming by, Chris Morton. If you think back to the last episode, Dr. Bernard was the guy that Angel brought with her. And when it shows when they arrive, how Dr. Heavenly went up to him and she was like, "Hi, how are you doing? What would what do you want me to call? Is he a friend? What?" And she really broke it down, whereas Toya just went overboard and just started blah, blah, blah. But this was Angel's way of telling the group what Toya had done. Because remember, Dr. Bernard and Angel were sitting outside when Toya approached them. Susie said, Contessa seems to have changed for the worse. The confessionals are just horrible against everybody on their cast. I agree. But you know what? If you think back, they all are. Because I replayed it again this morning because I wanted to make sure that I was hearing everybody. And I don't know, Brandy, they just kind of doing some one-liners on Brandy. But again, until she proves herself otherwise, Brandy has earned the title Brown Noser for me. And then
appropriate title, LadyRo.
Okay.
She was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
She turned out at Heavenly's campaign like that. That's a time where you say, well, I'm just going to, take my time and see. But it was interesting. The way she did it, it was a negative, like immediately.
Very
negative. And there was nothing to be negative about. Like Heavenly was being Heavenly. First of all, that time of the buttoned up politician, that's over. You see who's running the country, right? So we're over that part of it, that buttoned up thing. Heavenly was around people she knew. It was her first campaign thing, Quad's first one. It's a rough draft if you want to.
Right.
But if you know a person is running for office, a Black woman such as yourself, be quiet. Go home and talk about it.
I totally agree.
She wanted a moment for TV. They wanted to ruin her campaign launch off. They wanted that. They really wanted to hurt her.
And you know what? They almost succeeded. Well, I can say they almost succeeded, but they almost made her look really, really bad. Especially at Angel's launch. I think it was really very negative of how they showed up. And Angel she's really the youngest one in this group.
The
And
most mature,
yeah, the most mature, the most level-headed. She
classy.
come on, she gave all of the things that you would want someone to have. She showed a lot of leadership skills. She showed a
She
lot of
has it.
what you say. Go ahead.
She has it. She has the winning things that will make you a standout in the cast. First of all,
Oh, definitely,
she reminds me of a medical quad. Like Quad was in medicine, but she's younger. She's
definitely.
a nice looking girl, beautiful shape, ambitious, entrepreneurial.
Hmm.
That man sitting up there, he's sitting up there for a reason. Okay.
Oh, come
She's
on.
well worthy of a doctor. Okay.
Exactly. And,
So
and they've
she
known each other for 10 years. So that's a whole other
that's
factor.
beautiful. That I didn't even catch that. That I just didn't like Toya and Simone are showing out. Simone should be more ashamed of herself than Toya because she's a doctor.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh, how I was embarrassed for Simone. I
Me
just want to
too.
go to this next comment. Thank you, Chris Morton, for coming on in. I appreciate that. Um, Martini, Symmetry said, if you don't want to support the campaign, fine. Don't show up. Just
Yep.
that's in my notes. Why did you come? Why did you come? Toya back there talking up under her breath. Why are you here? So let's move on back into where we're at. Where were we at? Okay. So she says, I appreciate how you introduced yourself to Dr. Bernard. And then she tells the ladies how Toya did her in front of Dr. Bernard. Quad said she broke girl code. She definitely broke girl code. Toya tried to sabotage Angel. Angel said she don't want to roll. She don't roll with women like that, and I don't blame her. Toya wouldn't. If I'm gonna tell you this, if they weren't on the show, I wonder how many of those women would roll with Toya, because Toya is mean. She's I'm not gonna say she's mean. She's flat out ignorant, as the word we use. She just flat out ignorant. What she was doing up there was nothing short of stupidity. It was nothing short of stupidity. What was your reason for going up, taking a seat with a couple who are sitting outside by themselves, doing whatever they were doing? Apparently, they wanted you in it. They would have involved you. They didn't involve you in their conversation. You took you a seat and you begin to just throw it. Oh, she asked me to introduce her to someone. Oh, she wanted me to fix her up. Then, well, we're gonna get on into that. I'm good, just getting ahead of myself. Um, who is this? Susie said, Toya is very ignorant. However, Dr. Heavily would have showed up and did the same thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure she would have. And she might have. I don't know. What I do know is I believe that Dr. Heavily is taking this seriously. Hence the reason why she's a friend of the show. She decided she did not want to be main cast member, but I will say this: Dr. Heavely's good TV. She is great TV.
I
She's
don't
been
know what they're gonna do without her.
I don't either.
Mm-mm.
I don't either. If she becomes a congressperson or a congresswoman
She
and
gonna
she
win.
is there, what are they gonna do? Because she really makes great TV. Although she get rowdy, she makes really good TV. Pretty Riri Speaks said that Toya is tacky. Girl, I don't call it Toyota.
It doesn't make any sense how bad Toya was today. I mean, she's an unhappy woman. I don't care what she says.
Totally agree.
This is not all for television.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about Heavenly, she does a lot of things for TV. She knows how to keep the people going. But I
Right.
honestly believe and always believe Heavenly is happy with her life. I've
I do.
always believed that.
I do too.
Because that husband loves her and he works. And like Heavenly said, and we could all attest, if your man ain't working and you carrying a burden, baby, doctor, post office worker, anything, that's a heavy load to carry.
Load to carry, especially if you feel, because what we're gonna get on to that. Let me roll on back. So back at the bar, Toya and said that she told Angel that you wanted me to hook you up, and Dr. Contessa said, you said that in front of the man? And she said, yeah. She said, that's messy. Brandy in her confessional said, you so messy, girl. But then slid her nose right back up Toya's ass. That's what I put in my notes. Toya then goes on to try and explain herself to the girls, and she mentions that Angel was trying to mess up her family. Girl, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So she said go back in time and they play something where she asks Angel, do you want me to fix you up? And Angel said, yeah, that's fine. So apparently Toya was gonna fix Angel up with a friend of Eugene's of some sort, and I guess she thought that I don't know what it was, but I'm gonna tell you this: if you're dating, you're dating. Same way that we talk about Destiny. Destiny's out here.
Mm.
So what is the problem with her dating multiple men if she's not serious with any of them?
Toya hating.
Come on,
Toya mad because it can't be her.
it can't be her. It ain't you, boo. You had to get that man from speed dating, and now you mad at everybody because they ain't got a speed date.
Mm-hmm.
Sad baby doll said, I used to like Tacky Toya. Nobody can make me dislike that Dr. Heavenly. But you know what? I like Dr. Heavenly, but I'm a realist. Dr. Heavenly does get down with the SHIT.
She does. I like her though. But she is who she is though. You know,
Yeah.
if you telling Dr. Heavenly something and want her to keep it in confidence, that's your fault.
That's
She
it.
has,
I agree with that.
and the only friends on her show, in that show for her, to me, are Dr. Jackie and Quad. Those are her friends. I believe that. The rest of them, and Quad got it too.
But Quad had to teach her a lesson. Quad had to teach her. You talk about me, I'm gonna stop fooling with you. And when Quad stopped speaking to her, that bothered Dr. Heavenly so much and so until she fixed it. She don't talk about Quad. If she says something, she goes like, I'm trying to. Quad done told me stay out of her business. I'm stay out of her business. That's exactly what
But she learned.
She learned, but she had to be taught that lesson because she was going around. Heavenly has a gift of gab, and she likes to just run her mouth. Said Toya, live for me. Said Toya, be mad because the pee don't grow no more. Okay, that probably is part of it. Toya creating a storyline for herself off of her cast members back. Come on now, Symmetry.
Full symmetry. You ain't saying nothing but the truth. Because everything with her is cursing out my husband and embarrassing him.
Yes.
That's her whole storyline.
That's our whole storyline. They don't respect Dr. Heavenly. She's a doctor. Put some respect on her name. I totally agree with that. She is a doctor. She had to go to school. She has a doctorate degree. Come on, people.
But at the highest level that they are, there's a problem in our communities as women, as Black women. The older women we grew up with were not like that with each other. However, these are Southern women for the most part. They move a little different. And they're usually polite, but the South is very cliquish. That's what I think. I'm not going to say everywhere. Atlanta is very cliquish. Very. I don't think Houston is that cliquish. I don't know.
But you know what? I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna say
it. Say it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that sometimes Black women act like crabs in a barrel.
And that's what they were. That's all I'm saying. And that's in every state of the union. Okay. Yeah. That's exactly. They are so mad. Heavenly is changing to me. They're jealous of her changing, and she's getting better.
Yeah. Dr. Heavenly, Quad, and Jackie are real friends. I totally agree with that, Symmetry. I believe they are. What is Butterfly saying? I can't. I don't like none that y'all. You hit the button and you come on up here with all that. Symmetry said facts. So let's move on back into where we're at.
They were sitting down and talking about.
Yeah, they were sitting down talking. Dr. Contessa tells Simone, I was going to have you look up her address so we could go pop over. Talking about Angel's house. Child, ain't that silly? You know what? Dr. Simone face frown, but Dr. Contessa took it to her, so she knows that all of them know that she likes to look up people. Now, while she over there, we go back to Angel's house. Angel says that Simone is Inspector Gadget. They show a montage of Simone messing with Quad first, and then it was her mortgage, and now the VIN number of Quad's car. I've said that over and over. In fact, I believe I said that to the My Sisters. We were having a conversation about.
You did.
Quad. And I was saying, if you go back and you think season 1, episode 1 of Married to Medicine, Toya and Carrie started with Quad first. They told her that she did not even fit in with the group. And then when Quad got with Mariah, I went back, y'all, and even on because I was on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So Friday, I sat down and watched season 2, episode 1, and actually. The reason why Quad and Mariah fell out was because Mariah felt like Quad was talking about her. So Mariah started talking about Quad first. She actually told Rico, the clothing designer, and Rico told Quad. That's how all that got started. All of that got started behind some hearsay when they as friends should have sat down and had a conversation. Child, I would never understand that. Said baby doll, said butterfly, we the people like Miss Quiet. Exactly. Miss Quiet, Miss Quiet. She got it. She got it. We're gonna mute butterfly. No, we're gonna let her talk. We like to hear butterfly talk. Everyone, welcome everyone. Come in. Please, please hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe because we're trying to get those numbers up and we're moving forward. It's 2026. We're growing. We're growing and going. I think Butterfly says she's a go-getter. We're growing. We're trying to grow the queendom over here, baby. Your queendom, my queendom together. We're just gonna grow in unity as a sisterhood. Because that's what this is all about. This is a sisterhood. This is a unity. And if you know what true sisterhood is just stepping in, doing what you need to do without asking anybody. Without you see a need, you just go meet the need. That's what sisterhood is about. It's about encouraging your sister when they may be down, vice versa. It's about being strong when your sister's weak, and when you're weak, your sister's strong. Y'all help each other out. Y'all talk to each other. That's what this channel is all about. The queendom is a sisterhood. And baby, I invite everyone to come over here, sit down, take a seat, and just relax and enjoy the queendom. If you don't like the queendom, baby, that's on you. Well, we're going to have a good time while we down here in the queendom. All right. All right. Where we at? Said baby doll said, right, living for me. Mute. Butterfly, I love Angel. I've liked her since Basketball Wives. You know what? This morning when I was watching it, my youngest daughter came downstairs. We were watching it together, and she was like, "Angel, why are you watching old scenes of Basketball Wives?" And I was like, "This Married to Medicine." She's on Married to Medicine. Oh my God, I need to watch it. I said, I really like Angel. I think she's a great addition to the show. And my daughter was like, "Mom, I have loved her since she was on Basketball Wives. She really did."
Never knew she was on that show.
And my daughter said, she said, Mom, she was really too good for Basketball Wives. I said, really? She said, yes, because she was quiet, she was nice, she was kind, and those women were just raunchy and rowdy. And I said, she's kind of.
She was a representative of what she says. She loves God, and she's trying to be what He wants her to be, right?
Right.
So your daughter's words about her are a reflection of that, right?
And my daughter's she's younger than Angel, quite young, of course. But she was just saying, Mom, she really is a good person. I followed her online, but I didn't know she was on Married to Medicine. I said, oh, yeah, she's on Married to Medicine. So I actually had company watching, which my daughter were able to bounce, some ideas back off of each other about Angel.
That is cool. I love that.
Yeah. Butterfly said, Angel's a beautiful woman, a black Barbie. She is absolutely. When I tell you that girl is
gorgeous,
pretty.
She's gorgeous.
Yes.
She has the face, the body, the edge. She's the whole package. That's why that man is sitting up there.
That's it. He
finally got a shot. He been her friend for 10 years.
Right.
He's been waiting everybody out, probably.
Most definitely. And you know what? She's a nurse. He's a doctor, and he probably notices her around the hospital or so on and so forth. Sergeant Charge said, yes, Dr. MLK, most definitely. Symmetry says she is beautiful, Butterfly. She is. She's very beautiful. Rico Chappelle, that is his name. Thank you, Satin. Butterfly over there. You tripping. Queendom, most definitely. Rico, another messy punk. Stop it.
Yep, Butterfly, come on up here talking all that mess. Get on up here. What you doing?
She's definitely too good for them. She is too. She said Rico stay in the mess. He do, but he ain't on there no more. But I told you, I went back to season 2, episode 1, and I saw where Rico, he took something that Mariah told him and ran it back to Quad. And that's kind of how the mess got started. Angel definitely is that girl. She definitely is, babe. We're going to get on into that. And I said, I put in quotations, I'm just going to say it. Brandy does not fit in with this group. I don't think she fits in with either side. She said, of course, that it seems like they want her to decide which side. But I really feel like Brandy is really trying to fit in. And I don't know if she's going to be able to fit in. I think she's just trying way too hard. Contessa says she wants him to take a girls trip. God only knows where she's going to take him to. And I said, the next scene, we go right on over into the parking lot. It is a day of the lunch for Dr. Heavenly for Congress. Quad is her campaign manager. And we see the Lady Rain who encouraged Heavenly to run. And Dr. Heavenly's son, I don't know if this is her youngest son, but I believe he is. Her youngest son was there. ready to help his mother with her big day. I said, this is perfect for Quad because she loves to talk. She grabbed that mic, baby. She was the first one up there running him out. We see the ladies each arrive at the event. Dr. Contessa, then Brandy. And Brandy had an issue with the campaign being launched in the parking lot because they were like, "Oh my God, we're in a parking lot. We're in a parking lot." And I'm pretty sure that was just for filming. I'm almost positive that was just for filming for them because I guarantee you they probably did a big lunch somewhere else so they could raise money. Baby, I guarantee you that was not the lunch. I guarantee if you've ever been around anybody who's running for office, you know that lunch, any kind of lunch contains donations and they're trying to collect money for their campaign. Um then we go over to old tacky Toya. Toya asked if Quad was really her campaign manager. She goes, is Quad really your campaign manager? I thought that was kind of an odd question to ask. Then she says, so did Heavenly think Quad needed a job? And I put in quotations, girl, you and Quad work for the same people. Y'all have the same job. Y'all have the same bosses. When I tell you, Toya got up under my skin because she say the dumbest stuff. Maybe she don't have common sense. Maybe that's it. She's making a lot of money, but she ain't got common sense. Brandon needs to leave and take Contessa with her. I totally agree. You said, yes, Jackson is Dr. Heaven's youngest son. Damon is the oldest. Thank you, Sad Baby Doll. Somebody unmuted. What you got to say about that?
Brandy's a doofus.
Oh, my God.
She's a do. I do not like to see a grown woman kiss another grown woman's behind.
Me either.
If you're going to flatter her, make it sincere, shut up. But you're at her launch, right? These are all very savvy women. They understand the meaning of a campaign launch. You don't have to be into politics, but a launch is first impression, no matter what. Even
Correct.
if you use it in business, it's very important. Your image, maybe you're rebranding. Okay, take it out of politics. Maybe you're rebranding. Regardless, I'm not going to support. I'm not going to show.
Mm-hmm.
You literally showed to berate and make and belittle this woman and talk about how she was running her thing. Now, Quada's her campaign manager. These dummies, why? Quada's her campaign manager, tacky Toya behind. I'm like, what? Why not Quad? She needs money. Quad could raise some money, baby.
She sure can. Not only that, Quad's background is, of course, she has a
Yes,
science,
yes,
but she was a marketer. She was
yes.
a marketer for
Pharmaceutical,
pharmaceuticals.
hmm pharmaceutical marketing is not
Yes,
easy to
yes.
survive in that field and to
So
keep going. And she was at the top.
if you want a campaign manager, a marketer would be your first. Anybody who's in marketing would be who you would go to because you were trying to sell yourself. So definitely thought that was a great thing. Symmetry said people launch campaigns in a multitude of places. I totally agree with that. Like I said, I'm sure they had more and more. That was the
I
beginning.
agree.
It was just for filming. Pretty Riri says, I can't unhear Dr. Heavily saying Contessa, me either. I had to make myself stop saying Contessa a few seasons ago. I think I needed that the season that she wasn't there. Um, in fact, I put it in my notes. In fact, you are at work right now, you special needs person. That's what I said about Toya. Toya is so oblivious to life and what is going on. Dr. Heaven tells the crowd that her son was arrested, which am I wholeheartedly agree with her getting on that mic saying my son was arrested because what she needs to do as running for office is get ahead of that story. Stay ahead of it. If you
Yes,
tell your
yes.
own story, nobody can wash your face in it. I am totally in agreement with that. Symmetry said Quad is a member of girl, we don't care. No, I'm just joking. We are all over politics. Definitely. You ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. Definitely. And you know what? It's one thing. I think Quad was probably one of the best people she could have chosen to be a campaign manager. I wouldn't have chosen anybody else. I think Dr. Jackie, she was very inquisitive about Quad being her campaign manager, but Dr. Jackie's way too busy to be a campaign manager. So I think Quad is the best person for that. Um, Toya sat in the audience and talked the whole time that Heavenly was up there talking. Is this the best you got? I forgot what else she was saying, but she was constantly saying things. Is this the best you got? So and so and so and so. So the whole time she was mic'd up, so we were able to hear her after rambling and running her mouth. Um, Heavenly um said, I have, most everybody's support except one person. And Tori said, so you're gonna bully me into supporting you? Again, another reason why I believe that this was pretty much just for TV. This whole launching in the parking lot, I really believe it was for TV because I don't believe that that's something that she should have said if she said it, for any other reasons. Queen Scripps said, Symmetry, you are consistently informed the public regarding important political information. Thanks for doing the work. Yes, always Symmetry. Thank you. Thank you for who you are, Symmetry, because baby, you are a wealth of knowledge. A wealth of knowledge. So where was I at?
I think I'm the dumbest one in the whole system.
You are not. You You ain't gonna get away with that. You ain't gonna get away with that because you know what? Everybody in the sister squad has their. I'm gonna tell you
I
something.
swear you would think I didn't live life, man. When I get with y'all, I be feeling so like, okay.
But I'm gonna tell you something. You are so well versed on things that I'm not. Like, I'm not out there. I don't know anything about the entertainment world as deep. Like, I know little things, but you be deep into that Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Grain and none of that. I don't know none of that. I don't know nothing. I be like, sometimes you be talking in a foreign language. I be like, who is that? What?
Man, listen. I be like, oh, okay. Thank you. I know I'm learning every day. Thank you, Jesus. Okay.
Queen Smith said Toya was barking at heaven like she was. Live for me said I'm always the one trying to catch up. Come on now, no you're not. See what you said. No, you're not, Butterfly. Live for me. We be trying to catch up with you because you be telling us some stuff too. That's me. AD said Butterfly. Now you know that's not true. Exactly. Symmetry said
I just being funny, y'all, but I ain't gonna lie. I do feel like the least educated out of all y'all. But I just know, like you said, I know things in a different lane. That's it. That's all.
You do.
But I'm just being funny though.
Everybody has their lane and they all bring it to the table and it all works out. Right. Even Queen Script, I am amazed at her verbiage. She has her language skills are, when I say she like a dictionary, her language, verbiage, her vernacular is so broad. I love Queen Script. When I tell you, I love me some Queen Script. Y'all, nobody can ever tell me nothing bad about Queen Script, and I've said it here. So we all bring something to the table.
Yeah, we 10 toes down over here, baby. Hey.
Yes, I love it. So, Toya said,
even if I don't like none of these heifers that they over here windmilling for, ugh. Ooh, but I'll have my turn to talk. Go ahead, lady, bro.
So, Dr. Contessa asked, Heavenly why she chose Quad as her campaign manager. And I said, girl, go on. Why is that important? And then Dr. Mimi asked Brandy if she was endorsing. And so Brandy starts this, I'll have to see. And I got to think about it. I think she said, I'll have to see. And then Dr. Mimi asked Brandy, did you and Toya say nothing when Heavenly? Y'all were back there saying a lot when Heavenly was giving her speech. And Dr. Mimi said, I thought you do what Toya does. I thought you do everything that Toya does. Dr. Mimi said, be careful who you align yourself with. Brittany asked, what does that mean? And Dr. Mimi said, Toya shaded Heavenly while she was doing her speech, while she was doing this. And y'all talk. Can somebody talk just for a minute? My daughter's on the road traveling, and I need to take this call.
Okay. One second. My. I find it so hilarious how y'all want these people to forget all the nasty things that Dr. Heavenly did to them because she's running. Like, I get it. Yeah, you're supposed to forgive and forget, but they're still in a circle. And Dr. Heavenly did some real nasty things to Toya. So I can see why Toya is just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Let's not even mention what she just did to her last season, calling her out about her, which she donated to the first gala they had and all that, they done all did nasty things to each other, but Dr. Heavenly has been the nastiest on the show and on social media. So I don't get why everybody's surprised. Like, I don't know, I'm just saying.
Dr. Heavenly ain't did nothing to Toya. She hasn't. She just hasn't. I'm telling
That's
you, if you
silly
can go
stuff,
back and
Butterfly. That's not serious stuff. She didn't
yeah,
mess with her
she
money, her
did her
kids, or her husband. Dr. Heavenly kept that show going for so long, no matter what people say about Heavenly. Heavenly kept Married to Medicine up in social media, my algorithm. It
That's
was
right.
always Dr. Heavenly. It was none of the other ladies I would see. She knows her mouth keeps people engaged. Those women are basically, she's saying, to me, they're boring, probably in real life. Heavenly's like, oh no, I got to shake this up. She's from Florida, baby. She like she said, the way she grew up. You said that when we were chatting about how Claude grew up, and I had to think about that. She had the money, but she wanted the fame too. And she's a person who's always goal oriented, right? So Heavenly got this position and was like, I'm going to work this to the end. And she did. You don't have to like that woman. That's a smart woman. She's very intelligent. So Toya to me is hating right now. Grow up. Like, come on, this is TV. You're going to go up to her. We live in Georgia, right? And Atlanta is so big. Heavenly lives in Conyers. That's outside of Atlanta, right? That's a suburb. So it's not the city of Atlanta. Atlanta's being very gentrified. And most of our areas will be also. So it's important to have Heavenly out there doing what she's doing.
Right.
We know she's not stupid. We can give her a chance, right? Look who's in there now.
Heavenly lives in Douglasville.
She lives in Douglasville. I thought she lived in Conyers.
She lives in Douglasville.
You're serious?
Mm-hmm.
So she lives in, what's that, Cobb County?
Mm-hmm.
They said she lived, that's not far from Atlanta.
And see, that's why she said that Toya wasn't even in her district. While Toya was raising up all this stink
I
online,
don't think I don't think any of them are.
they aren't. I believe she's,
Yes,
they always
Susie. I agree with
I thought she
Susie.
lived in. Let me
Dr.
get this.
Everly is a nasty piece of work. Mm-hmm.
she could be nasty, but she's not any more nastier than the rest of them. And let me tell you something. People heard Dr. Heavily say, Mariah, your mama, and they have held that over her head, right? And then, she said little things here and there, but be honest with you, Heavily, people say things to her, and her jab just hit harder. And I tell y'all,
Good.
I've told y'all oftentimes, you cannot tongue tie with a Floridian. You can't.
I tell you, people from Florida
They
and
something else.
from Tokyo Vanity, that girl Tokyo Vanity, I'm obsessed with her now.
Mhm.
She's good too. People from New Orleans.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
People look at Yanti and be like, oh my God. But
Ooh.
Yanti is a Floridian. You
Ooh.
cannot tangle with a
Right.
Floridian. I'm sorry.
Kaya. Kaya,
Kaya,
is that something?
yes.
Yeah, you're right. They three. Wow.
Bitch,
They the top.
McIntyre,
Yep.
Floridian.
Geisha 305. Mm-hmm.
Symmetry says she didn't do anything nasty to them. She only spoke on what happened on the show and what they have said to her out of their own mouths.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Y'all are in Delulu land, and I'm gonna leave y'all there. Go on.
State your
Continue
case, Butterfly.
on.
Come on, state your case.
She says, Symmetry says she has been the only one to consistently promote the show. She has helped bring the ratings, and she has. And I will tell you, last night on Watch What's Happening Live, it was Giselle, Bryant, and Quad. And Quad said, when Giselle was talking noise, she's like, my show, the ratings speak for themselves. And I was like, thanks to Heavenly. Thanks to Heavenly, the ratings do speak for themselves. Let's get on back over here so we can wrap up this little commentary so we can get into
We're gonna keep it a buck. First of all, Giselle looked really pretty last night. Now, and we all know Giselle is very tacky when it comes to fashion, but I feel like that dress, I don't know, she was glowing. I really loved her look last night on Watch What Happened Live. Quad is another one. She abandoned this show when she thought that she was going to go to another level in a different aspect.
Wah, wah, wah.
Like, I'm not, I know, womp, 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 and I'm not going to let it die. Nope, 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 nope. She is an opportunist, and I don't care what nobody say.
But you know what? Opportunists, we were talking about that. That's not bad.
Even marrying Dr. G was an opportunist situation.
Here's the thing about men.
Men
do not marry people they don't want to be with. He wanted Quad.
The wedding was called off. The wedding was called. He don't want no Quad. He got his beautiful wife, Sweet Tea. Okay, the wedding was called off, and they both ended up in jail. Okay, he just didn't have the good sense the Lord gave him to know to walk away right then and there. After they bailed each other out, or whoever bailed them out.
But he married her, right? After that, right? Is that right? Okay?
He
so
had no business marrying her.
This
She's
is
an
how
opportunist.
This is how it works in Adultville. Once people are married, that's over. Anything, if you marry May 2nd, anything May 1st and before is done. It's a new start, right? That's just how I think. Now you think different, right?
Come on.
But I know men don't marry anybody they don't want to marry. You know how hard it is to get a man to marry somebody? He wanted that woman, no matter what.
Hello.
We can,
No,
and so
but
all
I
this
did.
talking about what he did before the wedding, that just sounds kind of hateful on other women to
It
say that.
doesn't say that.
You
It
know,
does
no,
sound
not you.
hateful
I'm not
'cause
saying you because you didn't bring it out.
oh, I was
They
like,
did.
hold up there. But I still think it wasn't a question of him wanting her. I do believe that he truly liked her. The question is, she was the opportunist, and
Maybe
he
she just
didn't
fell out of
see
love
it.
with him because he's a creep. Maybe she just felt, maybe she changed. Maybe she evolved and decided that I could do my own thing. I think he's a creep personally.
Well, y'all know I would.
You
I
defending
don't
Dr.
like none of
Gray
these
for
people.
real?
I don't care what none of y'all say. All of them. Dr. Heavenly, fake Jackie, old fake old tail. Who the other one y'all up here going up for? What's the other one? Baby,
Man,
no
you
ma'am, no
man.
sir, no pen.
Well, maybe Jackie is fake, whatever, but I can understand why. She's in a different playing field, and that's just what it is, I think, in that world. Like, people who are in that world understand, right? So she's been in this show all this time, and she's a doctor, and she's a very popular, well loved doctor here, right? She solidified herself. So she's not appealing to you, and I get why, but she's appealing to a lot of people.
Oh, Jackie?
Jackie, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Brr.
aspirational. Jackie, Simone, they're still
Boo!
aspirational.
Tomatoes.
I
I
want
love
to.
Simone.
I want to.
Tomatoes.
Oh my God! I want to respond to Susie. Susie Quad. She said Quad is no longer married to medicine. Atlanta Street King is not her man. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Quad has
Okay.
a bachelor's degree in science. Science is medicine. Medicine is science. They're one and the same. If you ask any of the physicians, what is their undergrad in? They have bachelor's of science primarily, because you have to.
Masters in science? She's very smart.
She has a bachelor's of science. I'm not sure she has.
Bachelor's? Okay. But she's still, that's hard, right? What kind of classes?
She's a biology major. She's a biology major.
Ooh.
Any physician that you speak to, their undergrad is going to be in biology. My daughter, who's sitting right here, her bachelor's is in science. She has a bachelor's of science. So a bachelor's of science. Science is medicine. We're not gonna get away from that. Nurses, that's science. You can't get away from medicine. What medicine actually is. Married to medicine is about anybody who is in medicine.
But medicine doesn't believe in science.
Medicine is science. You can say
Medicine is
But it
what
don't
science.
believe in science. So how can it be science? I don't know,
Medicine
Lady
is
Ro. We
science.
can have that debate another day. But
ma'am,
you know what I'm talking
ma'am,
about.
this is coming from someone who works in medicine. Medicine is
I know
science.
you work. I know you work in medicine, but you know what I'm talking about. You know the medicine don't believe in science.
You know how much science I had to go through to get through school?
Anyone who is in
Medicine is
medicine is
science.
very
Yes,
smart. That's what
yes,
I say.
yes.
Anyone who's a registered nurse, a doctor, occupational therapist, physical therapist, you have to learn the body, right? You
Yeah.
have to learn all these
Yep.
calculations. You have to know if this
Bone
works with that and that and look for this and that. That's a lot. And you have to learn it, retain it, and keep refreshing it because there's always new things coming out.
and
So there
Yep.
has to be a sense of
Well, I would
dedication.
tell you this: I ain't a nurse and it ain't a doctor, but I did go to medical assistant school, and I did have to learn a
Okay.
lot of functions and
Yeah.
the lingo and all of that.
How to
So
read
I
those charts.
understand.
You
Yeah,
learn how to
read
read
the
those charts.
chart.
That's
Yeah, read the
important.
chart. I had to know the heart. I had to know all that. So I get it, but not as in depth as a nurse. But yeah, I get it.
I'm sorry, y'all. My daughter's in
No
here
problem.
having a full
Is
fledged.
that the birthday girl?
No. She's the one
Oh,
that
okay.
down for her birthday. We got little one, so we was having a conversation. Anywho, uh,
Oh, okay.
Lucy said Dr. G postponed his wedding. Quad want him for the come up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, a lot of people get married for the come up. Let
I
me tell
mean,
you.
it is a business contract too.
Let me tell you.
You see that,
Marriage is a
Susie?
business contract too.
Susie, do you see this guy slaying girl? They gonna make every excuse for this heifer. Susie.
But no, those are
It's me and
facts.
you,
Marriage is a
Susie.
business
But,
contract. Most people break up
okay,
because
they
of
gonna do
money.
all this
People break up
gaslighting,
because of
baby.
money. They
They
love
sound
each
like
other,
the
but they don't have money. It's a
they sound
business
like the
contract. Look
Barb's
at Will
right
and Debbie.
now,
They're going
Susie.
strong, right? That money.
Butterfly. Here's the thing is people jump at opportunities, right? So if the opportunity arose for me to go get a job right now in my field, making a couple of $1 million a year, you don't think I would take that opportunity? Yes,
Oh,
but you.
absolutely. But here you are comparing oranges to
No, no,
apples,
no, no,
girl.
no,
We ain't got
no.
no
Hold
job.
on. Hold on. An opportunity is an opportunity. Whatever you want to call it, I would still be considered an opportunist because I took an opportunity.
Very
So
true.
you can kind of throw that word around, but that's not a flex, and neither is it a downplay. Everybody's looking for an opportunity to do better. Quad was out here selling pharmaceuticals. She met Dr. G, whoever introduced him. They dated, they talked, whatever, whatever. And then from going forward, they decided they would get married. They got married. He moved her into a home that they had together, and together they planned a life. Dr. G was not the easiest guy to live with. We heard them over and over complaining about, baby, the little baby got the tambourine. Hold on. Hold on.
Me too, Susie. I did. Poor lady, bro.
Did you leave your dog?
Me too, Susie. That really all of them. I can't. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Mariah, it's
Susie need
like
to come on up,
tomatoes.
Susie. Come on up, Susie.
Come on up, Susie. You want come on up and state your claim, Susie? I'm just joking.
Don't stay down there, Susie.
Change
They
my
gonna get
mind.
you, girl. They gonna try to get you like me, Susie. Don't stay down there, Susie. Don't come up here.
How many women on them housewives or basketball wives shows aren't married? A lot of them, the majority of them. Let's just, if we go to basketball wives, let's just start with the person who was the actual production, the producer, which was Shawnee O'Neal. Shawnee wasn't married to Shaquille, and you could call Shawnee an opportunity. She had a child before she married Shaquille. She got with Shaquille. I don't think she ever loved Shaquille. So he was out there
Didn't she
playing.
leave her husband for him
Come on, girl. Come on, let's tell the
and
story.
marry Shaq?
Yes, they had a whole child and
Yeah.
was in another relationship. Married Shaq, got with Shaq, and then was stashing money when Shaq was at. I don't know what Shaq was doing. They say he was
She
after.
stacked a lot of money. She
Right,
stacked.
she stacked money, and when they broke up, she had already stacked money.
Yep.
So
I
she
don't
was
like
like,
Shawnee, but I ain't mad at her.
that's an opportunist.
I don't like
That
her,
was it.
but I'm not mad
Yeah,
at her.
Shawnee is definitely an opportunist. I ain't gonna you ain't got no argument with me there. I don't like Shawnee neither. Oh, cornball. Listen, leave me
I ain't
alone.
mad at her.
I don't like y'all can make all the excuses y'all want for quad and heavenly and all them little raggedy heifers, but nope, I ain't going.
Okay, okay. We're gonna leave it alone. Symmetry says she's also was a pharmaceutical rep trust. She has been affiliated with medicine, definitely. Um,
Exactly.
Susie said, I used to care for Quad, but after her fallout with Mariah just showed me a different person. I don't know. I felt like
It was two sides to that.
their friendship was both of them. It wasn't just her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think ultimately Quad did things wrong, but it started and kept. It was exacerbated because Mariah was really upset that the public was choosing Quad.
Right,
He
right.
did not. People come on the show with a preconceived idea who the star is going to be,
That's it.
and they never thought. I don't know why they didn't think it was going to be Quad, but they didn't.
I
And
think
she stunned them, and they were very shook. But unfortunately, her
she's a fan
closest friend
favorite.
was upset, and I was very sad about that. That
Yeah,
was a lot on Mariah. She was very jealous of Quad's popularity,
yeah.
but then Quad started feeding into the group, the groups talking and all that, instead of separating herself and letting, seeing if they could work it out. So there's a lot going on. I think Mariah was, I'd say about 70-30 on Mariah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think if you really, really go back, if you have some free time on your hand, you have Peacock. Go back and watch
Because
season
they
one
make a
and the beginning of season two of Married to Medicine, and you will see the fallout. It is a mixture of things. It was um a mixture of Mariah. Mariah really wanted to. This is my show. I am the head honcho. No one's gonna go over me. Quad was gaining the notoriety, and she really did not want Quad to have anything more. So she began to start talking about Quad with people around. Like I said, she went to Rico Chappelle, talked about Rico went to Quad and told Quad what she said. Then, oh, now Quad know that Mariah's out here talking about it. Now Quad's mad and she starts talking about it. And it became two friends who a bunch of hearsay and all that stuff compiled on each other. Mariah was upset and it just made for a big mess. And in the process, Mariah's pissing off her other castmates who have now decided to throw her off the ship. And that's exactly what happened to Mariah. Susie said, I think it's time for recasting. I've been homesick, working in healthcare, and this strike is a lot. You're right. I've heard if you're in are you California or New York? New York is actually striking the nursing. They have
Yeah,
a
they're not.
nursing strike, and it's really bad. And the sad part is that these traveling nurses have flooded into New York. Well, guess what? California is getting ready to strike. So you best believe
They're
they're
going.
going to leave New York and they're going to
It's
California.
cold in New York now.
And New York, yeah, it's cold. And New York is not trying to. They're not trying to meet in the middle with the staff, with their nurses and the nurses' aides, and make them. They need to make a resolution to the problem. And if New York does not, guess what? New York is about to see a nursing crisis. That's
I'm sure it's there already. I can't believe they have pushed it off because those are huge campuses. I know what sure is.
But New York,
And
they're not trying to make it right with their nurses,
they're
and
not sitting down, right?
no, and if they come in for a few minutes, I think on Friday or Thursday they came in, and I think they said they were there 46 minutes or 43 minutes.
That's not enough time.
You got to sit down and talk to your state. There has to be some pushing of the paper back and forth until you come down, because ultimately your people in your hospital are going to be the ones paying the cost for you not making the decisions that need to be made. The sad part is, and we probably need to discuss this on a whole nother panel, but the sad part is that when it comes down to these hospital is big business, just like big
oh, I know.
And you got they got to talk to a board up here to make this.
There's two of me.
There's two of you, girl. I don't know what happened. You came in here twice. Yeah, that's the one that's thing. You want me to let this one down here? You want me to remove this?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
Okay, it's gone. And so it's unfortunate that that's happening to healthcare right now in these different cities and states, but it is. And I'm telling you, with New York being cold, the money in California is going to look a lot better if you can go over there and hang out on Malibu Beach or go over to Venice Beach in the afternoon and just let the sun ride in your hair or go sailing or whatever. So they're going to leave New York because the money's about the same and roll on over there to California and ride out those that travel. They are, and New York's going to be without, and it's sad, but pray for the people in New York, because those people in the hospital are going to pay the ultimate cost.
But is California it? I wonder. So you think California is like pulling in more healthcare? I mean, not more healthcare, but you know what I mean.
Here's the thing is, and I want you to hear me well. New York took a strike last week, right? So they were gearing up for the strike. So they had sent out information to nurses in other states. Those of nurses with compact license. I carry a compact. Okay. We can work in other states without having to actually apply to that state. So they were asking if you would come. We're paying X amount of dollars for this nurse, for that type of nurse, that type of nurse. Oncology was paying a big price, so on and so forth. So they were offering travel. You have several companies that are big in traveling. And then you have California saying, okay, we're not satisfied as well, so we're going to strike too. New York is a big city. I mean, a big state. But you got California, which is a bigger state. So the money in California is going to be about the same as New York, as they're offering in New York, right? But the thing is that they're offering per diems. Per diem is what I would pay daily in a hotel or Airbnb to stay there. And they're doing single per diem. That means you don't have to buck up with somebody in a hotel room or in a Airbnb to stay by yourself. That per diem includes daily stay plus food, right? Some people from $8,000 to $10,000 a week for travel nursing. So you can best believe those people are going to leave New York because California is going to pay more. They're going to leave New York and they're going to go to California where it's nice, the sun is shining, because it never rains in Southern. They're going to go on over there. They're going to get those homes on the beach, and they're gonna get, rent a car. They're gonna roll into them hospitals. They're gonna work them 12-hour shifts. They're gonna go back to that beach, and they're gonna wake up and go sailing on their 2 days off. Gonna work those other 5 days or the 4-3, whichever one they do, and they're gonna be a-okay. And they're gonna take their $10,000, stack it, and when they assignments up, they're gonna head back home. And New York is not gonna have anyone to cover their shifts. Period. They're not gonna stay in New York because it's cold. New York is not willing to negotiate, so
They're crazy.
that means those 6-week contracts are going to go past.
They're walking around on 2 legs instead of 4. They got rats instead of mice. Yeah, I get it.
No one's and all of that. When you go to New
Trash
York,
on every corner.
come on, and then you got your hotel room is a box, right?
It's a box, yeah. It's
box. You're not getting a big room, whereas
you have to want to be there.
Yeah, there you go.
Like you have to be a person that I really like New York. I had this opportunity, to turn down California over New York. New York is a city you have to want to be in. It's not something that you just adjust to and live with. You have to really want to be there, no matter how much money you make, because they're making a lot of money. But you're not going to have what you have as far as space, privacy, cleanliness outside. You have to want to be there for the energy. Period.
Right.
I swear they're trying to make Connecticut like New York. I'm done. I'm done with these people. They're trying to make Connecticut like New York, man.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
President Biden had put some things in place that kind of gave us some ratios and some criteria that was required for hospitals, nursing homes, care places, rehabilitation places to have in place that would protect not so much protect us, but give us some kind of clear cut guidelines. Whereas I couldn't, ratios 30 to 1 nurse is way too many. A nursing home, when you got 45 patients and 1 nurse, those are ridiculous ratios. But those are ratios that you're looking at. Hospitals, when you got ICU ratios should be 2 to 1. Some ICU ratios are 4 to 1. You're waiting on a patient to die. Literally, someone's going to pass away when you have an ICU they got 4 patients to 1 nurse. It's just, those ratios are ridiculous. But when the current administration took office, they did away with those protections that President Biden put in place, and now we're at the mercy of what? The court.
Oh, they're trying to work these nurses to death in New York.
Yes, most definitely.
Are you kidding me? You know how many people? 8 million people?
Come on. And who knows what the ratios look like in New York? I've looked at some of the hospitals. I've looked at some of the hospitals and some of the information now I have been sent. And I'm like, I wouldn't go up there for nothing. I actually thought about it, but I'm not a scab either because I am a unionized worker. I would never go across the lines, but child, yes. Sam Baby Doll said, Butterfly, don't be hating on my girl Quad. I feel the same way with that one. Finally, negotiators started again today. Oh, thank God, Susie. And I pray that there's a resolution that comes quickly for New York because they actually need it. They definitely need. My cousin was miserable in New York as a travel nurse. I can imagine because, New York is a big city. And I would say if you're from the South or you're from anywhere other than New York, it's great to go visit. But New York is not a place for someone who is used to big land, big houses to go and live because you're not going to get what you get here or there. I'm serious. Even when I travel a lot, as most of you know, I go to different hotels. But when I go to New York, I can already prepare, even at the 4-star hotels or the 5 stars, I'm going to have a box to stay in. Me and my husband stayed at the Marriott last time we were in New York. Of course, we're thinking, we're going to get a bigger room.
Which one?
It was in Upper Manhattan.
Oh, it wasn't Grand Central. Okay.
It was in Upper Manhattan. And child, when I tell you that bad boy, we walked in that room, we both looked at each other and bust out laughing because we just knew that we were going to get a bigger room. I was like, oh no.
That's why they make so much money, because you would have had to get a suite and they would probably have been like $3,000-$4,000 more.
That's what my husband told him. He said, y'all need to put the square footage on here so I know not to check into this hotel.
Yeah, they don't want you to know that because they know most people don't live like that.
Yeah. She said, have to be careful.
I'm sorry, real quick, just off subject. No more updates. And those who know what I'm talking about. Just real quick, because I can't. We on live, so
let me look.
I'm sorry. That was off subject.
Definitely off subject.
I can't look. Why am I?
Let's get to the party.
Kicking me out again.
We haven't gotten to the party yet.
I'm sorry, LadyRo.
We got all of
You should have gotten it already. You said got it. That's it. Nothing. No updates. No updates.
Okay.
Okay. So, where we at? She asked Brandy if she was endorsing. Brandy said no. She said, I thought you did everything Toya does. Dr. Mimi told her to be careful with the line herself with Toya. And Toya shaded Dr. Heavily while she was doing her speech. I totally agree with why did Toya come to the campaign lunch? Was it just to be disrespectful? That's what I said. Brandy says she thinks all of them should be one, but it's giving come join this side or that side. And I said, girl, they trying to help you. Let that bump on your belly, your head, whatever, child. Just go bump your head because you tripping. Brandy said she didn't need Mimi's diagnosis or her advice. Then she tells Mimi to walk away. And I said, did you just walk up on them? She walked to them. Anyway, so we go back to Dr. Jackie's office. Dr. Simone comes in with lunch. Dr. Simone says she's going to stop delivering babies and just do GYN. I think this is where we get really to the step of Dr. Simone is miserable. Simone said this is her first step to getting her life back. Simone said that her income is what runs their household, and she is resentful for that. She talks about that when Cecil was working, that Cecil brought in a very hefty paycheck. She said salary. I said paycheck. A very hefty salary. She says her sex is good. She still climaxes, and she went on and told us all about bull swanky. They're going in their bed that we don't care nothing about. She said no one would know they had a problem at home. And I said to myself, Simone's explanation to me is not making any sense because the sex life is great. You and your husband are having communication. Your only issue is money. But we do know statistics say that husband and wives usually divorce over money. So maybe that's just it. Maybe this is just a deep rooted resentment that she has with Cecil because she really does not want to be the sole supporter. We all know Cecil worked for IBM and then he took the money from his retirement and sunk it into some kind of app that didn't work out. So it is what it is. Angel's event day. And it says Angel's life Angel scrubs. It shows Angel in her dynamic. And when I tell you these scrubs, I loved them. I'm going to show them to us in a few minutes. The ladies begin to arrive. She asked the ladies to wear metallic. Contessa said she didn't understand the correlation between the metallic, but I put in quotations, but these scrubs aren't your old scrubs. And she said that to us. Maybe she didn't tell them. Susie said that to her, Dr. Mimi is weird. Somebody's knocking at my door. And Dr. Queen Script said, oh, she likes Dr. Mimi and her husband. She was not phony and called out. Hold on a second. Okay, y'all, we got a little company. Oh, come on. You don't have to cry. She'll be right back. All right, y'all. Okay. So, she said, Queen Script said, I like Dr. Beam and her husband. Me too. She's not phony. She calls them out on her bull. I think the fact that she's a psychiatrist, it just kind of lets her be able to she psychoanalyzes everybody. Simone spoiled her two sons, and we all know back then if Cecil would have said a word, she would have cursed him out. Exactly. She's always been that way. The scrubs look really nice. Scrubs look really nice and modern. Oh, I love the scrubs. Yes, her scrub line is beautiful. It is. Let's see where we're at. Contessa said, "Oh, she didn't understand the correlation. This is the future of scrubs. Quad came in with scrubs on. Let me tell you something. Quad, as much as y'all talk about Quad, she has a nice shaped body, and she looked very nice in those scrubs. And believe it or not, this is what nurses are looking like today. When you go through the hospital, this is what you're going to see the nurses wearing. They're going to be wearing just, yes, this is my Gwen baby. This is my Gwen baby. Say hi. Can you say hi?
Hi, Liz. Hanging out with us in the queendom.
Hello. Yeah, he's sitting low. He said, I want a pair of them scrubs and I have no reason for it. I'm gonna order me some tonight, believe it or not. Contessa being weird again. Exactly. I don't know what's wrong with Contessa. Too cute. He gets to turn the TV. Don't unmute it, whatever you do. No. Leave the tambourine alone. We're not gonna play with the tambourine. Anywho, Where was I at? Toya says, "Oh, Quad wanted to be one of the models." And I said, Toya is just not weird. She's just super weird. She's not just regular weird. She's super weird. Simone, Toya said the heavily can't take being attacked. I don't know where that came from. Somehow or another. Bye-bye, baby.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Sorry, other grandson leaving. He's going home. He's been with me for the weekend. Came and hung out with Granny. He's going home to mommy. Let's see. Simone tries to haze Heavenly. Simone said, hold on. This is our clique. And you're over here in our clique. Dr. Mimi said she would leave. Toya says to Mimi to disengage and go back to your crew. And I said, Toya has shown that she will put other people this is what Dr. Mimi said. Toya has shown that she will put other people down to lift herself up. She does that with her own husband, and we know that she does. And we see Angel coming down the staircase. They open up the curtains and show her scrub collection. Angel's scrub collection is very, very nice. Contessa says she owes everyone an apology because she had been over there running her mouth about. She had been over there running her mouth about that scrub line, and it was super cute. She said she wanted to make it up on a girls' trip. She was apologizing because she didn't go to the reunion. I'm sorry, you guys. This baby is throwing me off because when I say he touching everything on my desk, he in my drawers now. I don't like nobody in my drawers, but we're gonna pray through this. We're gonna pray through it because my anxiety is not gonna take over. She said she wanted to make it up and let the girls have a girls trip. Angel asked Toya, "What kind of friend is she?" She walks through. She goes, "What kind of friend are you?" And she says, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "What kind of friend are you?" And Angel said, "We'll talk about it later." And Angel did tell her, she said, "I ain't fake." Quad asked Simone, why does she want to know about her car or her VIN number on her car? Simone said she can't believe that Quad is so messed up over a VIN number. And Simone, for some reason, wants to blame Heavenly, but why are you looking up other folks' stuff? Can you not take accountability for looking up other people's property, their cars, whatever else they have? Just stop looking up people's stuff. And then Simone rolls over and she's screaming. Quad said, "I ride." She says, no, she said, why are you, I said, "Why are you looking up other people's stuff?" Quad said, "I ride whatever I want to ride and I live well." And Simone screams, "You live well with a lot of debt." And I put, why is that your issue, Simone? Why is that your issue? Why is the very fact?
Like she's her accountant.
Come on. Then Toy says, why do you keep telling Heavenly stuff? Girl, this ain't Heavenly's issue. This is yours. This is your issue, Simone. This is not, none of this is Heavenly. If you told Heavenly and she told someone else, that is not, guess what? Quad is her friend. And you know what? If I was talking to someone and my best friend was right here and you said something about her, guess what? I'm going to go tell her what you said. In fact, I'm going to tell her the whole conversation because I want her to know what I said versus what you said. But I'm going to check you about you wanting to get some stuff from my best friend. Even if it is her VIN number, I'm going to check you about getting my friend's VIN number because that's just who I am. I can't talk about nobody else, but I can talk about me. If you ask me, if I had her VIN number, I'm going to check. I'm going to ask you what the hell you need with her VIN number. What you going to do with that? Can I talk and not you? Thank you. Dr. Contessa was all up in Quad's face, screaming, "Are you coming on the girls' trip?" Then she went over to Simone. You come. Girl, I thought that was crazy. And Dr. Simone screams out, "Let's pull credit reports because I don't have all that debt, but you buying your son's cars. You paying their mortgage. You ain't, but I guarantee you may not have all that debt, but baby, you got some debt. You got some debt. The reason why you keep complaining about money. It's something going on, and I guarantee you it's probably mortgages. But moving forward, I said, now Dr. Simone is mad at Dr. Heavenly about something that she's doing. Simone is a very angry woman, and poor Angel, she said, you can't take. Hold on, poor Angel. Simone said, friends don't take your secrets and dog you out behind your back. And Simone all that darn yelling. Angel said, in the name of Jesus, get up out of here. And Angel got straight into Simone's behind. I'm gonna let you take it over from her Queen script because I didn't go any further than that because Angel actually was a voice of reason, and I'm a mute because we got a singer over here.
Let him sing. Let him sing.
Okay, let them
Well,
sing.
Angel. Okay, so that part. That's when they were going. I'm more. We're at the party now. Are we at the party now? Because that's the part that I wanted to go over.
Yep,
Because
I believe so. I think
there
that's
was a
what she.
lot of
Yes,
Yep.
action
yes,
going on.
we're at the party. We're at the party.
Okay, so Angel came down those steps looking like a goddess. Okay, the dress. I'm sorry, she was fly. She bought it. Okay, quad, cute, everything. However, it's like Simone and Toya came like rabid dogs. They wanted the drama. You could see they wanted the drama. Everything about them was, it was just so either defensive or aggressive. There was just no middle ground the whole night. And Dr. Heavenly came in trying to, trying to do the right thing, but they kept pushing her. When you're asking people about their credit, Simone is learning about Quad's credit, mad at Dr. Heavenly because she told the truth to her friend, and she's screaming, Simone showed her natural black ass. Okay, I'm sorry, the baby did. She showed it. She did. She showed her behind. She really did. It didn't make any sense for her to go out and to ruin that girl's event. She should be ashamed of herself. And I'm sorry, it was her and Toya. It was her and Toya. I want us to do a poll. Which team would you choose for this week? Because I want to know which team would you choose? Because these ladies have drawn a line. There's a line that has been drawn and they mean it. And they're not going to go back anytime soon, I don't think. I don't see it. I don't. I don't see it.
You know what? I really hate that they've done that because it reminds me of Real Housewives of Atlanta when they did the talls and the smalls. I always hated that
The show
particular.
never was the same after that.
Yeah, it wasn't. That particular
Hmm.
season was like the line in the sand, and I didn't
Hmm.
like it. From that season, they should have recast it because it was. You're right. It was never the same.
It was
So,
never. And you know what? To be honest, Toya and Simone are always scheming to get someone off the show, right?
oh,
And they're always scheming to get someone off the show. Dr. Jackie's falling back, and she's like, whatever, huh, Curtis? Whatever. They seem like they all right over there. Whatever the arrangements are, none of my business. I don't have that kind of money to worry about it. Okay, so they're fine. Simone is miserable and Toya is miserable. I'm sorry, she is not a happy woman. You see, she has a husband who adores her, two kids, beautiful home. What are you doing? I know you want the show, but you're tearing everybody down. Like Dr. Mimi said, her husband, she tears down her husband. Dr. Mimi has no respect for Toya just because of the way she treats Eugene. You can tell.
definitely,
It's
definitely.
embarrassing. And you put people in an awkward position when you speak to your husband in that way. You put people in a really awkward position. If you've ever met women like that, it makes everyone in the room uncomfortable. And she should be ashamed of herself. But of course, she's not because why? Mariah said tacky Toya. And she used tacky. Did she not use tacky?
She did.
Lady Rowe.
She did.
Could you believe it?
Hmm.
I said, look at her doing the Trump, using the words that you used on them back against you. Look at
Right,
Toya.
right.
Look at Toya. Yeah, I cannot stand that woman. I'm
Toya,
sorry. I tried.
Toya and Simone have been instrumental. If you, like I said, if you go back even to season 1, 2, 3, Simone and Toya have actually been very always talking behind the scenes and getting rid of people. Always, always. Simone was very instrumental in Mariah's leaving. She was
Mm-hmm.
instrumental in Quad a few seasons ago. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
leaving the scene. I will tell you this: if I had to choose a side, I would definitely choose Quad, Dr. Heavenly, Angel, Dr. Mimi. That would be the group that I chose. I would not choose Toya, Simone, and I would put Dr. Jackie over there because I really like Dr. Jackie. I think Dr. Jackie gets a really bad I think she gets a bad take on things, primarily because of the fact that she said what she said about Buffy and the fact that she called the lady obese. And again, I'm never gonna be mad at her for calling someone obese. She's a physician, and I'm gonna tell
I
you.
was gonna say, what was wrong with that? Did she say the
No,
truth? Did she
you are.
lie? Did she lie?
No, she didn't lie. But you go to your doctor. That's one thing your doctor's gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you if you're overweight.
Yeah, but she misspoke. I know she was wrong, but I don't think she has a bad heart.
I
Like
don't.
the way they vilified her, they were doing too much
Yeah, yeah.
to me.
Susie said Latoya's a very unhappy woman. Once designed and everything, and she don't like her husband. When the kids become grown, she's gonna divorce. I, I guess if he stopped
Yep.
kissing, but that's for sure. Toya's a very unhappy person and doesn't like you. I'm gonna add like to that. Doesn't like Eugene. I think so too. But she met him on speed dating. They were actually
I
kind of.
thought they went to college together. I'm all out the loop with everything. I'm thinking she's
They didn't
living
go
in
to
one
college.
city and you say another. They met at speed dating. I thought they met on the college campus.
They
Oh,
met
she bagged him. Toya, a pretty girl now. She a
oh,
pretty girl.
and she has a very nice shape.
She has a very nice shape, pretty smile. A man, he was mesmerized. He was hypnotized. Because the
Because
way he looks at her now.
I'm sure he was, the school nerd. And so she probably brought that look to him that he probably always wanted. You know what I'm saying? Butterfly, what you got to say about it? Because, baby, we got a drum player over here and everything else. I'm tell them what Butterfly doing. This is Angel's line.
Chucky Toya's side, and I'm on Simone's side. I like all the ratchets. I'm sorry, I do.
Oh my God.
That's right. State where you stand, as Stormy said.
This is Angel's line. This is her line of luxury, best-selling scrubs. And this is Angel, of course. We know Angel. But these scrubs are absolutely beautiful. And she said selling them like as sets. It's a jogger set. And this is not what scrubs used to look like. This is not what our everyday scrubs were. These right here, you could tuck them in.
These are nice. Those are nice.
This one right here, this is probably the one I'm going to order. I absolutely love it.
Is that a zipper?
It's a zipper. And it's a zipper.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, let me see if I can get that off so you can see the pants. That top zips up. Look at those.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That zipper is it.
Yeah, I love that. But she has some really nice things, really nice scrubs. Even if she has a scrub line for men, she's done some. These right here, I think the pockets are removable. This is a utility set. And I'm gonna tell you something. As a woman, I love to have my pockets in front, but I think this is really cute for those who are nurse practitioners or physicians. As a nurse working the floor, this is to me unuseful. It will get in my way because when I'm working. I don't have time for all that extra stuff. The dresses. Baby, the dresses are lined. She has a scripture inside of every zipper lining, Proverbs 31:25. And if you listen to her on last night's episode, she asked Simone, where is the Proverbs 31 woman? Where is she asked her that? And that Proverbs 31:25 says she is clothed with strength and dignity. And add a subtle reminder of faith and empowerment, the perfect balance of purpose and poise. And baby, when I tell you, Simone, she operated none of that on last night's episode of Married to Medicine. But if you are a nurse in the medical field of any sort, I believe this is a great line, African-American owned, Black, I said I was going to stop saying that, Black owned scrubs that you should go and shop at. This shoplifeangels.com. And this is where name of this line is.
I like the one with the shoulders. Like she made it like so y'all can have fun, you know. I love her scrubs. I follow her on Instagram, so I always knew she had the scrub line. She like that. Like I said, I've always liked her since Basketball Wives. But I love that she puts a scripture in all of it. You know, near the zip line. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I love that.
I love that. I love that. You have anything else you want to say, Queen Script, about the party?
No, girl. You know I'm about to hit my bedtime. Thank you for having me. So, I really enjoyed it.
Next week, I think they showed us pretty much like a mid-season trailer because this was episode 7 or 8. So I think we got a mid-season trailer that's about to pop up, and this was episode. Hold on a minute, I can tell you. This is episode 7. So I'm not sure how many episodes they are that they have, but it seems like we're in for a pretty good season. We do know next episode the ladies will be arriving at somewhere on the beach. So I guess we'll find out where they're going.
Oh, I have something to say before you finish.
Go ahead.
When you finish. Oh, before I go, I do not think they should recast everyone. I think they should keep everyone, except I think some people need to become a friend of the show for a season and learn a lesson. And I think that needs to be Toya and or Simone. But they're not going to do that with Dr. Simone. Toya needs to calm down. I think she needs to become a friend for a season and bring in another friend who's some competition. Because if you notice, Angel, Mimi, and what's that other girl's name? The butt kissing girl?
Brandy.
The Buddhist. Yeah, Brandy. Right.
Wait a
Brandy
minute. So
Boudica.
you said do you think need to be cast? You said Toya, and who was the
I
other?
think Toya needs to sit down for a minute, like as a friend. Not to get rid of her, because I don't want her not to make any money. You know?
Right.
But I think she needs to sit down and rethink how she's going to keep going towards the show, because the new women, they're good. Like Brandy's good.
They
I
are
don't
good.
like her, but I have to have somebody I don't like, right?
Mhm.
Mimi's good, and so is Angel. Those are 3 women. Dr. Heavenly, they might be doing that right in front of our eyes, because Toy is just one person. She's also getting older. Like you said, her kids are getting older. So are Simone's kids. They're getting older. Well, Dr.
Actually,
Mimi has younger kids.
actually when I went back to season 1, it shows Toya with her kids, her boys. They're in high chairs, both of them.
They were
One
little
is
boys.
actually a booster seat, so he's really, really small. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, they are getting older, and
Yeah.
one of them's 15. That's the baby boy. So I can only
Right.
imagine how old the other child is.
And you notice Dr. Mimi has small children, right?
Yeah, she does.
Angel may have a wedding on the show. Like that's what these shows are about, weddings and opening up. And then Angel has like this new business idea that all these housewives do are hair and fashion.
That's it.
That's all they do.
That's
She
it.
was so smart to take an untapped market and know there was a need in the people. First of all, not only is there a need, they can afford the items. They can buy it. They have the money. Nurses have enough money.
Right,
Smart.
right.
She's smart. Like that was so smart. So
Very
I
smart.
have a lot of respect for this. Is an interesting journey, like a Bethany Frankel, with a new business, not married. Like they can get a lot of time with Angel. They can get a lot of time with Dr. Mimi. She's a psychiatrist. She's dealing with all kinds of things. That can, mental health is a big thing in our culture now, thank God.
Right.
So they're more interesting. I don't know about that other girl, but I think she's picking the losing side. That's just my opinion.
I think so too. I
Mhm.
think that Brandy is going to, if she's going to be successful on the show, she's going to have to get her footing in a decent spot to move forward. I don't think that her yay is she I don't think that her jumping on the bandwagon while someone's being a mean girl is going to work for her, because Toya actually talked really bad about Brandy at her own house at her own event. Yay.
Sure did.
She did. And so Brandy, I don't know if she operated in there. Some Symmetry did mention up here. She said they acted like Angel did not address Quad about her role in the disagreement with Simone, but she did. I agree. We saw Angel out trying to discuss with everybody. We saw her go to Quad, and she told Quad, she said, "Are you okay?" And Quad said, "I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine." Quad went there, but the thing is, Quad was able to snap back and calm down. Dr. Simone kept going and going and going.
Screaming.
It's as though she had no decorum, no couth about herself, because she was really acting unseemly. I cannot imagine how she acts or operates in her office when she's mad. I cannot. Just imagine her being mad in her office and going on.
Or
I,
home. Or
mm,
home.
or home. Well, we know how
Yeah.
she acts at home. She acts like a plum, a nut job at home.
Yeah. That's a lot for a man to deal with too now.
Right. But you should not act that way with your patients. I wouldn't think. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see that happen at all with the group. Come on back over here before you knock something over. Come on. Yeah. But that's all I
Okay,
have.
good night, ladies. I'm going to step down, okay?
Thank you so much for coming up.
Thank you for having me. I
My
appreciate
wing
you. Bye,
lady.
butterfly.
I appreciate it. Um,
Bye.
Susie
Good
says
night, son.
messing with her money. She had crazy on. Mom messing with her money. She head crazy on TV and in her house. I've learned in the workforce, people act one way at the job and another way at home. 33 years in healthcare. Um, Susie, I can agree with you to an extent. I got 29 years in, and I will tell you this. I had a physician I was working with her to do we were doing an examination on a man, and she was mad about something. And I actually had to report it to the director of doctors of the hospital because of her what she did to this gentleman. I'm not gonna go into details, but I would tell you it wasn't nice. So a lot of people, some people can separate, some people cannot. Some people get mad and they take their anger out on everybody. Some people just not cannot. They have impulse control issues and they just don't know how to work it out, and it's unfortunate. Yep, yep, yep. Live for me said, "Have a good night, everyone." I didn't have hands to argue. Okay, she said, "I am." Thank you, Susie. I have enjoyed talking with them. Wait a minute, my hand is in there. You just tried to slam my hand in the desk, child. I'll tell you something. This little boy here.
Okay, Papa.
That thank
Yes, this was fun.
this was fun. I
Uh,
totally enjoyed it.
yes.
Totally enjoyed it. And hopefully we're gonna be back here next week, same time, same place. We got other things we're gonna be exploring this week. Um,
Yay.
down on the YouTube over between Butterfly's channel, my channel, and doing our own thing. And um, anywho, I don't know if I have. Be careful. Anything else to say? This has been a great live. I've enjoyed everybody's engagement in the chat, and this little boy beat me with his fan, all of it. Said, "Are you going to review Potomac?" I have not been reviewing Potomac, but I watch Potomac. I'm gonna tell you something. You wouldn't believe it, but reviews take a lot of effort. You got to get in there and make sure you get you want, because you don't want to miss details that may be important. So I try to always rewatch and take notes, but it can be a little lengthy. You know what I'm saying? I wish I was like Butterfly, could shoot from the hip, but I hadn't got that good yet. Stop. Ain't got that good yet. It was awful. Angels, I did see that. It was actually, I felt really bad for Angel because I'm like, did I miss something? Why did they treat Giselle just treated her so bad? I understand not having the water. I understand all that things. I understand why the ladies are mad, but the way they treated her was asinine, ridiculous, and no one should be treated like that. No one should be treated like that. All right, ladies.
My phone's ringing. I love y'all. Gotta go.
Love you
Love you,
too.
LadyRo. Great
All
show.
right. Good night. You said Kiera. Is her name Kiera or Karina? What is? How do you pronounce her name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't say it. Should have stepped up for a friend. She tried to, but they kept on. Baby, they was eating her up. They was going from one side to another. She tried. Can we do a toast? And they really started going in on her. And I thought, oh my God, that was crazy. Susan, they was going at her from both sides, and just crazy. Good night. That's me, AD. But we're gonna wrap this up. I got one more thing I want to say before I go off the live for tonight. Baby, somebody be watching me, and when I tell you I am thrilled to have extra people over here watching. You leave little tidbits that you be over here watching, and I appreciate it. I just got something I want to say to you tonight before I get off this live. Just these words. I'm gonna let Kendrick Lamar say it for me. All right, y'all have a good night. Bye bye.